This 1977 broadcast is brought to you by Tabby. Any rebroadcast, retransmissions, or other use of this descriptions of the game without Tabby's paw print is extremely prohibited. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Game 7 in the Chicago White Sox replay. They took it on the chin for their first loss in the last ball game against the Blue Jays. I'm going to try to right the ship tonight. As actually it's a day game. I'm playing it at night, but it is a day game. And Steve Stone will be on the mound for the White Sox to try to turn that around against right-hander Jesse Jefferson of the Blue Jays. Before I get started on this game, I thought it only appropriate to give a shout out to the women out there in our lives that give us the free time to pursue our hobby and do these things that we like to do, be crazy at times, and just have a good time, be men, I guess, for lack of a better word. And there's expression in sports called, I think it's called sports widows or something like that, where the husband is so engaged in his sports, whether it's as a fan or like we're doing it here now, and it's almost like the wives feel like they're widows because they never see their husbands. But, good husbands will make sure they spend quality time, and the good wives will allow the husbands to have their little man cave time, so to speak, to do these things. So I thought I'd do a tribute to the wives out there that help us and give us the free time to do things. But I also wanted to do that tribute in song. So I'm going to do what's called a parody. It was done originally about a rock star's wife's lament about never seeing her husband. But we're gonna, or at least I'm gonna try to do this using a baseball twist and also rearranging the lyrics. So hopefully I will not embarrass myself too much, and if people tune out right away, I wouldn't blame them. But I figure, what the hey? You're gonna have fun, you might as well have fun. So before we start the game, let's go ahead and get that tribute going. Kath, I hear you calling, but I can't come down the hall. Me and Tabby are rolling and really having a ball. Just a few more innings and I'll be right there to you. Me and Tabby are still rolling. Oh, Kath, what can I do? Kath, what can I do? You say you want a date night. That Big Brother would be so fun to see. I'm always rolling a game, and you're always lonely sipping tea. Just a few more innings and I'll be right there to you. Me and Tabby are still rolling. Oh, Kath, what can I do? Kath, what can I do? Kath, I know you're lonely and you don't feel like you're winning, 'cause me and Tabby will be playing Extra innings. Okay, if you were listening to that while you're driving, I hope not, because you might have just driven off the side of the road. But anyway, just had that crazy idea to do something very, very weird, and I said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it anyway. So I apologize in advance if that offended anybody, or if it made you turn the channel or click goodbye or whatever. But anyway, now we're getting ready to get down to some real serious baseball here. So we've had or at least I've had my frivolity and my fun for the night. So now we're ready to go. Steve Stone is going to be on the mound for the White Sox. He is 1-0 on the season, and he will be taking on Pedro Garcia and the Blue Jays. So we are all set. Let's do the lineups. That's one thing I forgot to do real quick. Rolled normal weather, so again, singles are 1 to 9, home runs 1 to 2. Lineups: Garcia at second, Mason at short. Bob Baylor gets his first start for the Blue Jays. He's in left. Ron Fairley, the DH. Doug Ault at first. Dave McKay at third. Gary Woods in center. Ashby catching. And Steve Bowling is the right fielder with Jesse Jefferson on the mound. For the Sox, pretty much the same lineup they've had, with Stillman back in left field again. I guess Orta must be banged up. We've got Bannister, Stillman, Orta, Zisk. I should say Garsh must still be banged up. Bannister, Stillman, Orta, Zisk, Spencer, Gamble, Soderholm, Lemon, and Essien with Steve Stone on the mound. This is replay of a game from April 16th. The White Sox are 5-1 as they head into this contest. So we are ready to go. Here's Pedro Garcia. 4-8, Stoney against a righty, struck him out. So off to a good start for Steve Stone as he puts the K on Garcia. And hopefully you can see the pitcher cards and the batter cards okay. Guess I should have checked that out a little bit before I started, huh? Let me see. Yeah, I think they show up okay. All right, here is Jim Mason. 2-6. Ground ball to first, and there's 2 away. And appreciate anybody that's still watching after that fiasco in the opener. So it gives no meaning to the word opener, doesn't it? Tampa Bay's got nothing on us. 1-7. Bob Baylor singles. So it is a 2-out single for Bob Baylor. And he did hit .310 on the season. Stole 15 bases. So he might be looking to run here. Steve Stone has 0 on his hold rating. And defensively, Essien, as a catcher, is a 0 arm. So if he can get the jump, it'd be a pure 16 minus 2 is a 14. So he'd get a 14 to get the chance to steal, but he has to get a 4 through a 6. And he does not, so he will not steal. So 2-out single, and it's up to Ron Fairley to keep the inning going. We get a 1-4, and he's got a ballpark single check, which again is 1 to 9 here at Comiskey. That's 17, so he's going to line to second, handled by Orta. And the inning is over, so 1 hit but nothing else going for the Blue Jays. And after half an inning of play at Comiskey, it is the Sox coming to bat after the Blue Jays have 0. So it's nothing. Blue Jays nothing, and the White Sox coming to bat. Jesse Jefferson gets his first start of the season, at least against the Sox. And here's Alan Bannister, shortstop. 5-5, that's a leadoff walk, so not a good way to start the game if you're Jesse Jefferson walking the first batter of the game. Kind of sets a bad tone. Here's Royal Stillman. Stillman, a 5-12, that's a ground ball third base X. Third base for the Jays is McKay, and Dave McKay defensively at third base is a 2E26. 2 and 11, he'll get to that. And it will be a G1, so a chance for a double play. That's a 17, though, and he is an E26. So an E26, a 17 is right there on a 2-base error. So it's a 2-base error on McKay. Had a chance for a double play. It ends up being a 2-base E5. And that's not good news for the Blue Jays. You don't want to start giving extra outs to the Sox. It should be 2 out spaces empty. Instead, it's no outs and runners in scoring position. Here's George Orta. Infield's back. They want to get the out. They'll give it the run to get the out. 4-5. Struck him out. So Jefferson gets the strikeout on Orta. And that'll bring up the dangerous Richie Zisk. 5-11. That's a ballpark diamond shot, but it's only a 1-2 for Comiskey. And actually, before I saw that, there was a 1 on the D20. So we can't even go to this roll with the diamond shot. We have to go to the wild pitch check. And he's a 2 on his wild pitch rating. That's a 19, so now no wild pitch. Zisk back in there, a 1-6. He strikes out. So Zisk, with the K, and Jesse Jefferson's trying to pitch around that error and pick up his teammate. Here's Jim Spencer, 6-7. Ground ball second base X, that's Garcia. And Garcia at second base is a 4 E24. 4 and a 5, that's going to get by for a hit, I do believe. 4 and a 5 is an SI1, so only a 1 base advancement. That's an 8, and he is an E24. E24, there is no 8, but it is a single 1 star, and that will bring home the run. It's unearned because of the error earlier, but it is an RBI single for Jim Spencer as he sneaks it by Garcia. Stillman will stop at third. So runners at the corners with 2 outs, 1 in. And here's the DH, Oscar Gamble. 1-11. And that's a diamond shot home run. But again, it's only a 1 or a 2 here at Comiskey. And it's a 16, so he's going to fly to right. And that's going to end the inning. So Sox could have had more, but Jesse Jefferson did some slide pitching to get around all that. And at the end of 1, it is the White Sox 1, the Blue Jays nothing. Steve Stone back out. And he'll be facing Doug Alt. Alt, a 3-7. 3-7 for Alt is a fly to center. 1 away. That will bring up Dave McKay, third baseman. 2-4, he's going to strike out. So McKay out on strikes. 2 down for Gary Woods. 4-3. It's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Zisk. And Zisk in right field, a 4 E6. 4 and a 9. That's questionable. We'll see if he gets. I think he'll get to that. So I'll start memorizing these charts as much as I use them. 4-9. Nope, 4-9's a single. 2 stars, but nobody's on base to worry about it. And it's a 10, so there's no error on the 10, but it is a base hit as Woods drops it in front of Zisk. Let's be honest, Zisk is not in there for his defense. He's in there for his offense. So 2 outs, and Alan Ashby the batter. 1-12 for Ashby. Got a split chance. 1-12 is a single. 13-20, he lines to Orta. And that's a 19, so he lines it to Orta. And the inning's over. So nothing doing there for the Jays. They get that 2-out single, but that was all she wrote. And we go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 in favor of the White Sox. And Jesse Jefferson back out. Be facing Eric Soderholm to lead things off, third baseman. 2-6 for Soderholm. That's a split chance. 1-15 is a home run. 16-20 is a double. That's a 7, so it's gone. Eric Soderholm with a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the second. Soderholm on the season had 25 home runs, so no surprise there. It is 2-0 Sox as they're trying to revenge yesterday's loss. Here's Chet Lemon, 4-3. Ground ball third base X. That again is McKay. And McKay we saw before was a 2 E26. 2 and a 7, he'll get to that. Check the E26. 2 and a 7 is a G2. It's a 16 and a E26. There is no 16, so it's good play. I have to double check my error because I actually made a mistake. In the previous game, I gave a 2-base error to Orta when I misread the D6s. So I have to go back and correct that. That error actually did not happen, so it was one less run they allowed, but it didn't affect the one loss of the game. The Sox were going to lose either way, but I do like to be accurate when I see an error. I like to fix it. Here's Jim Essien, 1-4. That's a walk. So Essien aboard on a one-out walk. And we're back to the top of the order for Alan Bannister. Bannister, 6'9", struck him out. So Jefferson with the strikeout. That's strikeout number 3 in 2 innings. And that'll bring up Royal Stillman. 3-9 for Stillman. He grounds to second, and that's going to end the inning. But the home run by Soderholm, and at the end of 2, it is Chicago 2 and Toronto nothing. Steve Stone enjoying a little bit of run support, as the Sox only scored 1 run in the previous game, so they've already surpassed that total. As the Enigma Steve Hargan blanked them for 6 innings, just about, not blanked them, but held them to 1 run. All right, and here's Steve Bowling, 6'10", he's a righty, it's catcher X. Catcher is Essien, and Essien is a 2E4. 2-15, no problem there. E4, and that is a total of 14. So we'll go to the catcher, E4 and a 14. There is no 14. Good play. And a 2 and a 15 is a G2. I'm sorry, it is a foul out. So he does foul out to Essien for first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Garcia. Garcia fanned to start the game off, 6-2. This time it's a ballpark home run chance, but again, only a 1 or a 2 will do it. Otherwise, he flies to left. And he will fly to left, handled by Stillman. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down brings up light-hitting shortstop Jim Mason. 5-7, and he's going to draw a walk. So Mason, the best thing that happened to him was going off the pitcher card, and he drew a walk. Brings up Bob Baylor. He singled his first trip. 3-11. Ground ball to first base, C plus injury. I'm not doing injuries because we're doing as played, so it's simply a ground ball to first, and the inning is over. One of these days I'll do a season, not a season, but just like a random sampling of teams, sort of like the TBL or Demo Dozen or whatever it was in the past, and use injuries. But when I'm doing as played or a strict season replay, I want to do as played. So I like to keep those exact lineups as best as possible. If I don't have a card for somebody, I do have the Strat app, so I can always pull that out and get a picture of their card. 6-8 Orta against Jefferson. 6-8. One's a double. Anything else, he will fly. He will fly to Bowling in right field, which he does. So, can of corn, 1 away, and that brings up Richie Zisk. Zisk, a 5-7, and he flies to right, so 2 fly balls out to Bowling, keeps him awake over there. 2 up, 2 down, here's Spencer. Spencer for hire. 112, he walks. So he was hired to walk right there. Probably showing my age if I know that show, Spencer for hire. Alright, here is Oscar Gamble. Actually, I'm showing my age if I remember the 77 season like I do. 5-8. 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a single with 2 stars. So at 3-20, you've got runners on the corners. And that's exactly what we have. Gamble singles. And Spencer scoots over to third base. So runners at the corners, 2 outs now for Soderholm, who homered his first time up. Trouble for Jefferson. 2-4. 2-4. He's going to pop the first, though, and that's going to end the inning. So Jefferson pitches out of that, and the Blue Jays with Jefferson are moving on up to the 4th inning, and the score is still 2-0 in favor of the Sox. Both pitchers have stamina of 7, so if they're effective, they can go for a while. That will bring up Ron Fairley, the DH for the Jays. 2-6, and Fairley will draw a leadoff walk. Seems to be a theme here lately. Leadoff walks. Brings up Doug Alt. 2-6 for Alt. 1-3 is a homer. 4-20, he will fly to right. It's a fly to right. So 1 away for Dave McKay. It's a 1, so it's a chance for a wild pitch, which means Steve Stone, he's got a wild pitch rating of 10. So we'll see if he uncorks one, and he does. It is exactly a 10, which means it will be a wild pitch, and that will move fairly to second base. McKay still at the plate. We get a 5-7. McKay's a switch hitter batting left. 5-7's a walk. So another walk. Stone, a little bit of control issues here. Puts runners on first and second with only 1 out for Gary Woods. 6-10 is a catcher X. So again, Essien will be in charge here to do something. 2 and a 16. I think it's a 2. E4. So a 16 and a 2 with the catcher. 16 and a 2 is a foul out. And there's a 10, so there's no errors on that. So it is a foul out to Essien for out number 2. So it'll be up to Alan Ashby, the catcher, if the Jays are going to continue this inning and put some runs on the board. 4-6. Switch hitter batting left. To pop out to second. That's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Jays, and Steve Stone has shut them out through 4 innings. It is Sox 2 and the Jays nothing. And that will bring up Jesse Jefferson. And Jefferson facing Chet Lemon, followed by Essien, and then the top of the order Bannister. So numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the order. 2-7. 1-2 is a single. I'm sorry, yeah, 1-2 is a single. Anything else he lines to short. And he lines it to the shortstop Mason, 1 away. Here's Essien. 5-4. 5-4 is the catcher X. So catcher, in this case, Ashby, for Toronto is a 3E5. 3 and a 10 for a catcher. 3 and a 10 is a P/F, but nobody's on base, so it's going to be a pop-up. There's a 14, and he's an E10. There is no 14. So it's a good play made by, I'm sorry, it's E5, not an E10. So it's a 5 and a 14. And there is no 14, so it's still a good play. So it is a pop-up to Ashby for out number 2. One catcher popping to the other. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order, Bannister. 6-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Handled over there by McKay. And the inning's over. So after 4 complete from Comiskey, it is Chicago 2 and the Blue Jays nothing. Blue Jays going to see if they can't get something going here in the 5th against Steve Stone. They do have the number 9 hitter Bowling. And then we go back to the top of the order. So, Stone against Bowling. 4-9. 4-9. Whoa, look at this. 1-12 is a home run. Except for the fact Bowling has weak power against right-handed pitching. So 1-12 will then turn to a single. 13-20 would be a double. So no home run chance, but could be a double. And it is. 13, it is a double. So it's a double for Bowling. So he went bowling for hits and he found it. All right, here is Pedro Garcia. Top of the order. 1-5, struck him out. Big strikeout there for Stone. Gets that first out of the inning. Then faces the light-hitting Mason. It's a 1-10, and he's going to ground to second. That will move the runner to third, but now there are 2 outs. And Bob Baylor is a 300 hitter, so you have to be careful with Baylor if you're Stone. These cards are sticking together on me for some reason. Don't know why. Shouldn't be doing that, but it is. Oh, moved the wrong card. There we go. There's Baylor. All right, so Baylor, a chance to bring home a run, 110, and he did it, a single. It's only 1 star, but that's all they needed. So Bob Baylor, 2 for 3, now with an RBI single. So you're thinking maybe he should have been playing more often. But he does get the base hit, and he's going to try to run. Remember, he didn't get the jump last time, but he's going to try to get the jump this time. Strike while the iron's hot. Needs a 4 through a 6, and he gets it, so he's going to get the jump. Means he's a 14 because we already calculated that the net catcher-pitcher for White Sox is a 0. That's a 16. You subtract 2 for being held, makes him a 14. So Baylor at 1 to 14, and he will steal it. And he does. So Baylor not only singles, but he steals second to get into scoring position with 2 outs for Ron Fairley. He is the tying run now at second base. Fairley a 1-11, but he grounds to third, and that's going to end the inning. So Stone kept it at just 1 run. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Blue Jays 2 and the White Sox 1. Blue Jays 2, White Sox 1. And now Jesse Jefferson back, ready to go. He'll be facing Royal Stillman, George Orta, and Richie Zisk, 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Sox. Stillman, 5-11, is a ballpark single. That's a 1 to 9. But it's a 12, so he's going to line to second. No single there. Here's George Orta. 2-7 for Orta. It's a solid single. Opposite field, left field, put it through the 5.5 hole. And he gets a 1-out single. No threat to run. You got Zisk at the plate. 4-4. Fly ball center field X. That's going to be Gary Woods. And Gary Woods in center is a 4-E3. 4-E3. 4 and a 5. That could be trouble. 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5 is trouble. It's a single with 2 stars. There's an 11, and he's an E5. There is no 11, but it is a single 2 stars. So the single 2 stars, and that will move Orta to third. So now runners are at the corners with 1 out. And Jim Spencer for hire, coming back. Jay is looking for 2, 3-5. 3-5 struck him out. Big strikeout for Jesse Jefferson. Seems like he was able to come up with a strikeout when he needs it. Needs another out here, Oscar Gamble. 2-4 for Gamble. Ground ball. It's a ballpark single check, not a ground ball to the pitcher. 1 to 9 would be that single, and he got it. It's a single that'll bring home a run, and the Sox get that run right back that they gave up. RBI single by Gamble. Sisk will go to second, and the Sox are back out in front by 2, 3-1. And here's Soderholm. 1-3 for Soderholm. He grounds to first, and the inning is over. So, Sox get that run back, and at the end of 5 complete, it is Chicago 3 and Toronto 1. And Steve Stone back out, trying to protect that 3-1 lead, if he possibly can. And he'll be starting out with Doug Ault. First baseman, Doug Ault, 2-5, and another leadoff walk. That has been a theme in this game tonight. Leadoff walks. Here's Dave McKay. McKay, a 3-2. That's a ballpark single check, 1 to 9. And it is a 13, so he's going to line to second. 1 away. And here's Gary Woods. 2-4. Fly ball to right, and that is 2 away. It's up to Alan Ashby, catcher. 3-5. Struck him out, and the inning is over. So Steve Stone keeping the Jays at bay. 3-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Jesse Jefferson pretty much matching him pitch for pitch, but a little bit less fielding help for Jefferson. That big 2-base error kind of cost him a little bit in the first, cost him a run. So, and he's been a victim of the long ball as well. Here's Chet Lemon, 6'5", as a ground ball shortstop. X, that's Jim Mason. And Mason at short is a 4 E22. 4 and a 16, he'll get to that. A 10, there is no air on a 10 on an E22 for the shortstop. I don't believe. There is not. So it's a good play by Mason. And Lemon is retired. Jim Essien, 5'4", catcher X again for Ashby, and he is, as a catcher, a 3 E5. 3 and a 9, E5, and a 12. E5, there is no 12, a 9. It's a pop-up, so it's a pop-up to Ashby. Since Noah's on base, don't have to worry about a pass ball or a wild pitch. So it's 2 up, 2 down, and that's the second time Essien has popped up to his counterpart. Here's Alan Bannister, 5'6", ground ball to third, handled by McKay, and the inning's over. So 6 innings are in the books here at Comiskey, and it is Chicago 3 and Toronto 1. And now we begin our fatigue innings for both pitchers. Steve Stone and Jefferson both have the 7, so we got to monitor their fatigue factor and see how they do. Here's Bowling to lead things off for the Jays, number 9 hitter. He did double and score his last trip, 6'5". He's going to strike out. So Stone much better this time. Instead of leadoff walk, it's a leadoff strikeout. Big difference there. Keeps the tying run from coming to the plate. Here's Garcia, 5'7", struck him out. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. In fact, he looked like he's going pretty strong now, 2 straight strikeouts. Here is Jim Mason, 6'6" for Mason against a lefty. Is a pop out. I'm sorry, it's a walk. I was looking at 4'6". 6'6" is a walk, so another walk issued to the lowly hitting Mason. That's going to bring up dangerous Bob Baylor with the tying run. He represents the tying run. 5'10" is a ballpark single check. 1 to 9. It's 12 though, so he's going to line to short. And Stone pitches out of that mess. And we go to the bottom of the 7th here at Comiskey with the score. The White Sox 3, and Stone only had 1 against this ding for his point of weakness, so he's still in pretty good shape there. And Jefferson will now begin that trek going through his point of weakness area. Okay, bottom of the 7th. Harry is not available tonight, so we're going to eschew that and go straight to the bottom of the 7th with Royal Stillman. 5'11". He's a lefty. That's a ballpark single check. And again, 1 to 9. That's 2, so it's a base hit for Royal Stillman. And that's the first notch against Jesse Jefferson. Here's Orta. 1-5 for Orta. That's a walk. So the bullpen, Mike Willis, the lefty, hurrying in his warm-up tosses. As we got 2 lefties coming up after Zisk. So this is most likely going to be Jefferson's last batter faced, and that is Zisk. After that, you have 2 lefties, and Mike Willis, the lefty, is going to be ready for that for the Blue Jays. It is a 6'10", and that's another... Oh, it's a ground ball shortstop A. How about that? It's a double play. 6-4-3. First double play of the game. 6-4-3 for 2 quick outs with Stillman at third. But with Spencer coming up, they're going to play the percentages here and go to the bullpen and bring in the left-hander, Mike Willis. Willis on the season, 2-6, 5 saves. He did start 3 games. 3.94 ERA. So playing the percentages, and if the run scores, it will of course be charged to Jefferson. So Jefferson goes 6 2/3 and faces 31 batters. So we'll see if Willis can pitch out of this. Spencer, a little chagrined about seeing the lefty coming in there, saying, "What you talking about, Willis?" So here's Spencer. 4-5. Fly ball to left, and that's what he's talking about. Flies to left, and the inning is over. So Willis does his job, and the score remains the Sox 3 and the Blue Jays 1 as we head to the 8th. Stone's still out there because he only had one knock against his point of weakness, so he's still good. Although Laren LeGros is loosening in the bullpen in case he's needed. So here is Ron Fairley. 4-7, and that's a line out to first base. Handled by Spencer, one away. Bring up Doug Alt. 6-5, struck him out. So Stone bucking for a complete game, perhaps. Here's Dave McKay. 3-9, struck him out. So the inning is over. Stoney has pitched 8 innings, only allowing the 1 run. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mike Willis going to come back out. Try to complete the 8th inning. Even though there are right-handers following Oscar Gamble, they're going to probably just stick with Willis and be done with it. Here's Gamble. 2-6 against the lefty. He draws a leadoff walk. Back to leadoff walks again. We're back on that same theme. Here's Soderholm. 4-5 against a right-hander is a ground ball third base B. Fielder's choice. 5-4. One away, and that's going to bring up Chet Lemon. Lemon, a 3-5 against the lefty. 3-5 is a strikeout. So Lemon down on strikes, 2 down, and Jim Essien the batter. 3-6 for Essien. He grounds to third, and that's going to end the inning. So Willis pitched very well here in relief. If the game does not go to the bottom of the 9th, he has gone an inning and a third, faced only 5 batters. Giving up no hits and no runs. All right, so Steve Stone's going to start the top of the 9th, but again, Laren LeGros, their closer, is ready in the bullpen if needed. Now, Gary Woods is set to be the leadoff hitter, but we might get a pinch hitter. In fact, I know he will. It'll be Otto Velez. So, actually, is it going to be Otto? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and have Otto Velez pinch hit. So, Otto Velez is going to pinch hit for Gary Woods. Otto Velez. See what he can do. 1-6, and look at Velez. Good move there with the pinch hitting by Roy Hartsfield. 1-11 is a homer. 12-20, and it's 11, so we got a chance to rob the home run. So let's go back and refresh our memories on robbing home runs. Since that was the last number in the home run range, we go to our little robbing home run charts. And it is the last number in the home run range. So for a righty, we're checking the left fielder, Royal Stillman. He is a 4, which means a 1-15 is a homer. 16-20, he robs it. So 16-20, he'll rob it. And he does. Royal Stillman robs the home run. How do you like that? Royal Stillman robs Otto Velez of a pinch hit homer. How do you like that, folks? Big, big result there. All right, Alan Ashby is set to come up, but he won't bat. They're going to go with another pinch hitter, Sam Ewing, a lefty. So Sam Ewing will pinch hit for Ashby. As Roy Hartsfield trying to pull out all the stops. 6-8, and 6-8 against Stoney is a ground ball second base X. That's Orta. And Orta is a 4, E23. 4-1, that's a base hit. Make sure there's no error. E23 and an 11. E23 and 11's right there. So it's a base hit plus a single. So it's a single plus an error. I said base hit plus single. That made no sense. It's a single plus an error. So Ewing reaches on the single and then gets to second base on the E4. Give the error to Orta. That puts him at second base with only 1 out. And now the batter is Steve Bowling. He doubled and scored back in the 5th. See what he can do. 2-9, 2-9. He's going to ground to short for out number 2. That's going to freeze Ewing at first base. So now we're down to Pedro Garcia. He's 0 for 4. So the Jays are looking at their bench to see if they have anybody left that's worthy of pinch hitting. And I think they do. They are going to turn to the left-hander, Al Woods. So lefty Al Woods is coming on to pinch hit for Garcia. They'll worry about defense later if it gets to that. If they get to go to the bottom of the ninth, they'll worry about defense. Right now, they need offense. And the tying run is now at the plate. It's 3-1, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Runner at second. Here's Al Woods. Stone trying to close it out, but it's a 1, chance for a wild pitch. He's already had 1 wild pitch. He could have another. That's a 10. That's a 13, so there's no wild pitch. So we go back to Al Woods. 6-4, fly ball center field X. Center fielder, Chet Lemon. And Chet Lemon is a 3 E13. 3 and a 2. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So that's guaranteed to bring home a run. As the 3 and the 2 is a double. So that's a double. There's a 9, and he's an E13. There is no 9, but it is a double. So it is a pinch hit double for Al Woods. And Roy Hartsfield pulling the right strings here. That isn't. They're going to go ahead and call it an earned run because you have to assume that the runner on first would have scored on that double. So you can't say he wouldn't have scored. So it's going to be an earned run. And now here's the lowly Jim Mason, but he's going to be pulled back. He's a 187 hitter, and they'll go to their bench again, and they're going to go to John Scott. They're out of left-handers, but they do have a right-hander, John Scott. So Scott is on, and now the White Sox are going to turn to Laren LeGros. So they gave Steve Stone every possibility to get that complete game. Couldn't get it done. So now they're going to turn, if I can find his card. Now I'm having a hard time finding Laren LeGros' card. Must be stuck to somebody. Perhaps. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the envelope. Let me see here, folks. Well, if we can't use Laren LeGros, maybe he's unavailable. We'll go to Dave Hamilton. How about that? Dave Hamilton works. He also had 9 saves on the season, so I'm going to go to Dave Hamilton. He hasn't pitched much anyway, so might be a good idea to give him some work. Although he's a lefty, I don't think they really care about that. As John Scott is up, and he will be facing Hamilton. And Hamilton just mainly needs to avoid column 2 here if he can. All right, here's the delivery. It's a 5-11, so it's going off Hamilton's card. 5-11's a fly ball right field X. That is Zisk. And Zisk is a right fielder, 4E6. That 4 could be problematic. 4 and a 9, it's going to be close. 4 and a 9 is a single 2 stars, and that's going to tie the game. There's a 13. And Zisk, 13, he is an E6. 13, E6, there is no 13, but it's a single 2 stars. It's going to tie the score. The Jays have come back with 2 in the 9th to tie it. And now that brings up Bob Baylor. 5-6, and that's a 1-2 triple. Anything else is a single. That is a single, so that puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ron Fairley. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup now for Hamilton. 2-10, ballpark single check. 1-9. It's 15, so he lines to second. But Hamilton blows the save, and we go to the bottom of the 9th with a score 3-3. Be right back after I figure out the defensive metrics. Okay, my time's just about up on this recording, but the defensive changes. Al Wood stays in to play left and hit leadoff. John Scott stays in to play center, hitting second. Baylor moves from left to short. Torres at second base takes over for Velez, who pinch hit for Woods. And Ashby was pinch hit for by Ewing, so Rick Cerrone is going to take over there. Coming up for the Sox is Bannister, and batting second scheduled is Stillman, but Nordhagen's going to pinch hit. And this is going to probably be the end right here. The bottom of the ninth is going to be as far as I'm going to be able to go. If it goes extras, we'll just have to do that off camera. Here is Willis pitching to Bannister. 2-3, grounds to first. And there's one away. And now here comes Nordhagen. His first at bat of the season. It's a 1-7. And he's going to hit a 1-9 double. 10-20 is a single. And that's a single for Nordhagen. So Sox looking to try to get something done. Here's Orta. 5-3 against Willis. Ground ball pitcher X. He is a 1 E13. All right, there is a 9. Let's see if there's an E13, if there's a 9 under that. There is no 9. He's a 1 and a 16. That's a ground ball. Double play, 1-6-3. And that's going to end the inning and end the video. So this game is tied after 9 complete. I'm at 46 minutes. It's probably already gone to 2 videos on me. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll let everybody know what happens later on. Till next time, if you want to play whatever game you choose to play, I would choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.